Hello everybody, it's Charlie again, and I'm currently playing 9 Monkeys of Shaolin. And this is a game that I wanted to talk about for quite a while. I do have it at some point. I have a few videos on my channel, I believe, back in the ps4 era. And I decided to replay it for a replay review in 2024. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another review. I am currently playing 9 Monkeys of Shaolin. This is a game that I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while. It's a very fun beat 'em up, but it's kind of a beat 'em up, but kind of not. See, it has some RPG elements in it. It has some actual action game mechanics, and it does have some other more difficult ways to play, where you have to upgrade and you have to do certain things. Otherwise, you're gonna get cleaned out. You're gonna get your ass kicked. But the game is worth playing. Obviously, it took me a while to get into the flow of things. At the beginning, you really don't have much, and you got to do your best to maneuver. But over time, as you attain new abilities, like most games, let's be honest, it gets really good. Obviously, this game also could have been made in a 3D, fully 3D environment, because it's that kind of game. You know, it's that deep with the fighting mechanics. It feels good. It's hard-hitting, bone-crunching action in general. It does give you that satisfying feeling. And, what can I say? The enemy variety is pretty cool as well. I try to show some of the clips here. And there's also a few more surprises that normal beat-em-ups don't have. The difficulty will surprise you a little bit, though. And there is difficulty modes, guys, so don't worry about that. But keep it on normal, because even normal is hard. Either way, guys, as you go through, like for example here in the next clips I'm going to show you guys, there's a hub where you can check out all your stuff. Basically, you're part of the Shaolin monks. There's several weapons to pick from as you unlock them. Over time, each have their own benefits and stuff. It's up to you what you want to pick, and other attachments and accessories that make you move quicker, like your footwear and stuff like that, which is really cool, because it's not, like I said, your basic beat 'em up. There's a lot more to it as you get into the game. Obviously, there's masks, there's filters that you can change characters or add characters. There's even, obviously, other modes where you can also add those characters depending on what you've unlocked, and secrets and stuff. There is a co-op mode, local and online, which is really cool, guys, so you can play this with your friends. But yeah, so as you go through the levels, you're gonna notice the level designs are quite different, very interesting and cool to play. Here I'm playing with one of the variety characters that are available after you unlock her specifically. I believe this is a female character, but as you can see, you know, it does have really cool effects when you hit targets, and the costumes and stuff on the characters is really cool. If you look at the design itself, it's sort of a 3D, but it's also an artsy 3D design, similar to games like Sifu, you know, kind of like that type. But instead, this is mostly like a side scroller, because you basically are side scrolling, but there is obviously, it's a 2D, 3D as well in some areas. And there is dodges, acrobatics, and strong attacks. The only thing that I'll say, that there is a few other attacks that are surprising as you go on and you unlock them. You probably won't realize it at first, and you'll be like, well, is there anything else? Me and my pal actually went through most of the game, and then eventually I went through the rest of it, because he got frustrated at some point due to the fact that it does get exponentially more difficult. Okay, I don't know if that's the right word. It gets really freaking insane. Like, you feel like there is no freaking way to pass it, but there's things that you have to keep in mind, like unlocks and stuff like that. If you don't treat it like an action RPG, you may find it more difficult than usual, because it's not your common run-of-the-mill, you know, beat 'em up. It really isn't. So heads up if you do play it. Should be on special. It's actually pretty cheap if I'm not mistaken lately. There is actual voice acting and dialogue, which makes the game even more. There's an actual story that's very interesting, especially if you like kung fu movies and martial arts stuff. And I thought that was so cool that it was added to the game, because it's not just like your, like I said, regular beat 'em up style or whatever. It has action RPG elements like stories and literal voice acting where you don't have to read the whole time. I believe the voice actor might be the same voice actor that did Jin and Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm not really sure. I have to look that up, and I'll come back to you guys with the info. But anyways, here there's like another variety level. I try to show different levels. I don't want to spoil the whole game, so I try to limit it to like 4 or 5 different sections just to show you that there is rain and stuff like that and other elements at play and effects. The sounds of the game are really nice, guys. So it just has a lot of encompassing, like, interesting things to the game that don't limit it to what you would expect for a 2D, 3D. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll have to mix it up because some of the enemies, they also use magic among other abilities that will surprise you. And they do like to huddle up on you and try to overwhelm you. And if you play 2-player, they kind of double it up on the enemies. So don't think that because you're friends with you that you're gonna take these guys out easily. No, they will crush both of you. Okay. And yeah, the story continues and it gets interesting. But there is also a skill tree here: base stance, which is your primary tools for martial arts fighting, since he uses a staff most of the time, or kind of like lance style weapons. Acrobatic stance, which also has very interesting and very important movesets, which you can go through these and pick whichever you prefer. And magic stances, which are also really cool. So it's like a mix of things. You just pick, kind of like in most games, whatever you prefer. There's a certain way they do it in this one, and I think you would enjoy it. But so as you do the missions, there is a full-on story from beginning to end of an interesting character that eventually becomes a Shaolin monk. At the beginning, he's just a very well-known martial artist. I think of a Taoist temple or a Taoist order, and a lot happens. I'm not going to spoil the story because I don't do that in reviews, but I think it's really cool overall, aside from the design and everything, and the gameplay is fun. It feels a little weird at the beginning, but you get used to it quite quickly. Voice acting is stellar, the art style is stellar, and the weapons and add-ons are pretty amazing too. And I'm about halfway through the video, so I'm going to just go ahead and tell you guys, this is definitely an 8 out of 10. It deserves that 8. It's a solid 8. And I believe that they could have done a little bit more with the game. There's a few misses here, but overall the game is very worth buying and playing. And, you know, support your indie developers. I believe, well, I don't think Deep Silver, I don't know if Deep Silver is considered indie. I think this is Deep Silver, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go check again. Sorry if I messed that up, but they believe they did Shenmue 3, which turned out to be pretty alright for most people. I mean, I enjoyed it, I beat it, but anyways, here are the basic settings and contrast and stuff. If you want to change some of the stuff, I believe it's fine the way it is. It also has many languages to choose from in case you guys want to do it in whatever your native language is. There's a crap ton, so you don't have to worry about that either. And yeah, it doesn't have, you know, HDR and stuff like that, but you know, you could force it with the ps5. You know, that's what I've been playing it on. But anyways, there's also swamp levels that are really cool, like this, more nature-like, you know, and they just know how to mix it up with the variety. Also, there's a lot of Shaolin influence stuff in the game, like weapons that'll remind you of stuff that the Shaolin monks use in demonstrations. And it's just really cool because the animations are done well. That's another thing. Animations are really well done. Very nice to look at. Okay? And the weapons fit perfectly with whatever the strengths are for those animations, which is something different for this kind of game, you know, because it looks like a very simple game, but once you start playing and get into it, you realize that it's not that easy. It's not your, you know, your run-of-the-mill game, like I keep saying. It really is. It's a really pleasant surprise, and I hope they keep making more of these. I'm pretty sure, though, that I don't know if there's going to be a part 2. I don't know how well it did. But I believe I bought this game for about $10. I think it was $9.99 when I got it. And I convinced my friend to get it so we can co-op, obviously. But yeah, look how cool that looks. I mean, just take a look at the backdraft and all that stuff, and the birds flying, and you're fighting on a bridge. And they try their best, almost like if it was fully 3D dimensional. I know some of you are really interested in this kind of game. It reminds you of the old school style. And this has both. This has a lot of new school elements with old school elements. So yeah, definitely another one of those martial arts action RPG slash beat 'em ups. I guess it's a combination of all of those. Done really well in my opinion, and probably an ignored game. I didn't hear too much about it, and the reviews I did see at some point at the beginning were kind of mixed. But I think this is actually worth buying, and it should be pretty cheap. I don't know. It should go on special often. I have to look at the store. I haven't because I bought it a while ago. But yeah, definitely a game you guys should look back on in 2024. Definitely worth every penny, I believe, whatever it costs. And you know, like I said, the game has also, that's why I probably put this clip to remind me, trophies and stuff that you find randomly in the world. So pay attention to the world, because there is secrets to find, which make it really cool. Aside from the filter sliders and stuff, there is secrets to unlock. So make sure you keep an eye out for those, because there is a little bit of exploration, not a lot, but a little bit. Anyways, here are obviously the credits, because I'm gonna end it here. 8 out of 10, guys, certified 8. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe when you get a chance, and like I always say, go game.